Intelligence is something a lot of people wish they had, and a lot of people try to fake. However, there are some things you just can't fake, and true intelligence is one of them. Have you ever met someone who tried to make everyone think they were smart? This person may use big words or display a nerd hobby, when in reality everyone knows that they are not what they are trying to make others believe. You might think pretending to know everything is impressive and makes you look smart, but the smartest are those who admit they don't know everything. It's not just because it shows humility, it shows their interest in learning new things. Really smart people ask insightful questions and spend hours researching exciting new topics. As a result, they continue to learn throughout their lives. True intelligence is not bending, and it's not something that can be faked. Several strong indicators are scientifically related to superior intelligence. Number 1, insatiable curiosity. You might think pretending to know everything is impressive and makes you look smart, but the smartest are those who admit they don't know everything. It's not just because it shows humility, it shows their interest in learning new things. Really smart people ask insightful questions and spend hours researching exciting new topics. As a result, they continue to learn throughout their lives. What happens in our brain when something piques our interest a lot? In addition to being very beneficial for personal growth, curiosity is a characteristic associated with a good memory and a good capacity for learning. Curious people retain information better. In other words, it is easier to memorize certain data if the subject interests us than if it is indifferent to us. Why is this so? Because curiosity is closely linked to motivation. If we feel motivated, our memory power multiplies. Let's give an example to better understand this. It will be much easier for an animal lover to remember the exact name of the primate species from which we evolved than for anyone with zero sensitivity to the environment. Curiosity can put the brain in a state that allows us to learn and retain all kinds of information, like a whirlwind that absorbs what motivates it to learn, as well as everything around it. Number 2, open-mindedness. Too many people are proud of what they believe in and often associate their self-esteem with their tough point of view. Intelligent people tend to be more objective because they look at a situation from different angles and try to fully understand it before passing judgment. While that doesn't mean that they're gullible or easily tempted to change their minds, they're certainly not afraid to explore new concepts and ideas. Open-mindedness refers to a person's ability to be tolerant of the opinions and ideas of others. It is improving and respecting the idea that each of us on this earth is free to express these opinions and that their values deserve recognition. Open-mindedness is therefore a very important quality in maintaining good relations with others. However, being open-minded does not mean accepting everything naively. No. It is simply a question of letting others express their opinions freely. Then it is up to us to evaluate them with pragmatism and lucidity and then decide whether to accept them or not. However, be aware that just because an opinion does not fit with your values and beliefs does not necessarily mean that it is false. So, faced with an opinion contrary to yours, you can simply tell yourself that this is another way of seeing things. It is only by acting in this way that you will develop this openness of mind conducive to all success and whose standard is learning. Number 3, be the silent type. There are many misconceptions about calm people, such as being antisocial, socially awkward, or weird. However, this is not necessarily the case. They may not be the life of the party, but that's because they take the time to assess the situation and find someone to talk to. And if they're already in group conversation, smart people prefer to think about their answers before saying them out loud. They also believe that silence is better than meaningless chatter. There is a Moroccan proverb that says, "The ear full of good seeds bows down, and the empty ear springs up and rises." The meaning is that smart people are humble, simple, and modest. Often, they keep silent to avoid getting into useless headaches, since the interlocutors opposite do not respect the rules of dialogue and conversation, and also because they are convinced that they are always right and are not able to change their minds and admit they are wrong. What's the point of talking to them? Show him, and if he doesn't want to see, go and leave him. Another Moroccan proverb. Number 4, high adaptability. Life will not always be easy. Some complain about it and may even throw a tantrum because adjusting is too much work. On the other hand, intelligent people feel more able to cope with challenges. Adaptability is actually a key part of intelligence. It refers to the ability to adapt to new situations or circumstances. This trait is also associated with resilience or the ability to bounce back from adversity. Smart people aren't afraid of uncertainty and are ready to face anything that comes their way. Even when things don't go as planned, they bounce back quickly and are eager to try again. We are convinced of this. We all have this capacity within us. And this all the more clearly and easily that we have thought about it before facing these possible changes. These changes are, for example, this big job that awaits us, but also the small pitfalls on the way that resurface fears that sacrifices are necessary if we start. Adapting is the key to evolution, based in particular on the observation that the species that survive are not the strongest or most intelligent species, but those that best adapt to change. A bit like a camel has adapted to the desert and remains one of the best ways to get around there. This notion has already inspired many scientists and philosophers. André Gide, who wrote Intelligence is the Ability to Adapt, or, long before him, Socrates, what makes a man is his great ability to adapt. Number 5, strong self-control. When you are bullied, rejected, or fired, many people resort to shouting. Truly intelligent people are different. They don't let their emotions take over and can therefore avoid rash decisions. They are more the type to think rationally and weigh the pros and cons of a situation. Developing this skill will help you build the following abilities: manage stress, understand, anticipate, and effectively manage personal and professional stressors. Control your emotions. Calm down alone with yourself or in the presence of other people. Manage frustration and anger. Appropriately express frustration and anger and be aware of the effect of these emotions on others. Making decisions under stress. Demonstrating care, self-discipline, and emotional control in stressful situations. Number 6, the ability to admit one's faults. Those with an ego will never admit their mistake or flaw because they feel it makes them inferior. On the contrary, smart people do not tie their self-esteem to their ego, so it is easier for them to accept mistakes and move on. Being honest with yourself and others is a wonderful character trait and indicates great intelligence. Number 7, ability to be witty. Research has shown that humor and intelligence are linked. In fact, comedians in particular score higher on IQ tests. Indeed, humor involves more than just processing information. It requires finding unusual angles and perfect timing, as well as superior verbal intelligence. High creativity. This unique ability and presence of mind allows you to turn even the most insignificant circumstances and things into something you can laugh at. Number 8, high creativity. Innovative ideas and creative solutions are, in fact, a daily practice for highly intelligent people. Creativity is actually one of the highest forms of intelligence because it requires thinking outside the box. Because intelligent people are able to see things from different angles, they excel at problem solving. They are also good at turning visions into reality, which requires incredible craftsmanship and good observational skills, in addition to an inquisitive and creative mindset. Number 9, strong self-identity. Intelligent people have the wonderful gift of self-awareness. This means they are connected to their psyche and know their likes and dislikes, their goals and ambitions, their strengths and weaknesses, and their values. This does not mean that they believe themselves to be perfect, quite the contrary. They accept their insecurities instead of pretending they're not there. However, their sense of self is not weakened simply because they have weaknesses. Smart people work on their weaknesses while building on their strengths. Number 10, ability to support diverse interests. Smart people don't limit themselves to one thing. They usually have multiple projects they are working on. They can work full-time while working part-time, learning a foreign language, taking music lessons, or fixing all their wooden furniture. While many people like to stay busy, these people prefer to spend their time doing things. It helps them improve in some way. Number 11, preference for solitude. Smart people need time to recharge their energy away from the world. This doesn't mean they hate people. It just means they appreciate the space to think, reflect, and explore past experiences to plan their next move. They realize that the more time they spend socializing, the less time they have for themselves and their ambitions. Sure, they have friends and family they cherish, but they also need to be alone. Number 12, sensitivity to the feelings of others. Intelligence isn't just determined by high IQ. Emotional intelligence is no less important. It plays an important role in success, the quality of relationships, and general happiness. A well-developed equalizer helps to better manage stress and understand others and where they come from. Being sensitive to the feelings and emotions of those around you also allows you to respond in a way that suits their needs. Empathy is, in fact, one of the most important components of emotional intelligence. Basically, there are many facets of human intelligence, but certain characteristics and behavioral patterns can be recognized in highly intelligent people.